Hello to my fellow history lovers and people that think if I learn something new, it will be a good day. So today we're going to talk about grit, because I think one of the great benefits of studying history is learning grit. So when you're facing a tough day, and we all do, no matter who you are, you kind of think, you know what, other people have gone through tough things, you can get through it too. So here is the story of George Rogers Clark, and I did an earlier video of him, but I thought this was a good day because it's cold out here, and I want you to imagine going into this river, possibly wading across it neck deep. You couldn't actually do that. This is the Illinois River, but on a smaller river, this is what they're going to do when it's just this cold out. So here is the story. George Rogers Clark is in Kaskaskia, which is on the other side of Illinois, and he learns that the British, who are in Vincennes, about 200 miles away more on the Indiana border, are planning in spring to attack his position at Kaskaskia. So he decides, I'm going to attack them before they can attack me. But he's going to do it in winter because nobody's going to expect that. In winter, pretty much things shut down. So he takes a nearly impossible journey. He has about 180 men with him, and he goes almost 200 miles, and he goes like 180 miles across Illinois in the February. It's in February. And they lose most of their food in waterway crossings. They lose all of their pack mules. They have to carry what little they have. And at one point it rained for like 2 weeks. So imagine how cold it is already. And imagine if you have wet wool on. Just picture that. So there is one part of the story that stuck in my head. And this is, I say when I study history, and I think when times are tough, you just think, okay, we all have more grit in us than we realize. So he had to cross a waterway, and they often would wade waist or chest deep through cold water. Remind you, it's not like the polar plunge. I have a cousin in Alaska, and she's done that, but you hop out and then you have like it's still much respect to anybody doing that, including my cousin, but you hop out, you have hot chocolate, etc. They're wading up to neck deep in freezing cold, icy water, but there's no hot chocolate waiting for you. In fact, on the 2 weeks that it rained, they also weren't able to find enough dry wood to even make a fire. So cold, damp, and without food. But at one point they wake up in the morning, and George Rogers Clark realizes we're gonna have to go across as another waterway. And so it was a thin layer of ice, and he thought, I gotta lead the way. So he stomps on the ice to break through it because it's just a thin level, and of course sinks down to waist deep or neck deep. He didn't say for that particular story, and leads his men across. So it's kind of an astonishing story, and they do get to Vincennes, and they do capture that fort. And apparently, I've never been there. I'd like to see that someday. In Vincennes, Indiana, there is a monument to him. So anyway, thank you for letting me share, and whatever tough stuff you're facing, I wish you well, and remember, we all have a lot of grit in us.